Chinese mini excavator. This is the H15R, so the 1.5 ton. And industry. You find these on Facebook Marketplace everywhere, okay? If you're going to be digging a lot, go ahead and move this to the last unit. The track will come off. Check those because I've seen that they're very loose. And obviously up here, one of these bolts came off while I was operating it. And these things, obviously, you can put on an attachment. Don't know what it's for, but eventually I found out. Hose attachments for this, and there for another hydraulic thumb or whatever you choose to do with this. Many options out there, but one problem I'm having. Okay, this hydraulic tank leaks. You can see the wet marks on it. Eventually it'll start leaking. I'm working down a slope and I have it pinned and I'm filling the bucket, turning around. Okay, well this thing, it starts bogging out and I untie this to release the pressure and then it quits and then it starts bogging out again because it gets so hot in here. And obviously there's people that upgrade these with fans, pump coolers, but I've been doing all this work. Ain't nothing getting hot except the gas. And I went ahead and bought new fluid because of the leak. And the muffler fell off. You can see it kind of rattled its way off. But yeah, right now I'm having problems with the fuel. It's just getting too hot in here and it's just like pressurizing it, and I guess it's having air bubbles in the tank, but when I disconnect this hose, it's fine. So I might find a better solution to run that hose to somewhere else, because when I attach it to here, it just starts to bog out. And it always happens when I'm on an incline, or like today it's a really hot day. I think it's 80 degrees. Like 80, 85 I would say is really hot. But yeah, these things run good. These are very easy to operate. With this Chinese version, the little thing down here is right here. It operates up and down. So I push it, it goes downwards. And then this one is for the attachments. That one is for like the attachments if you have an auger or like the bush cutters, the bush hogs. But yeah, the only problem I've seen, two problems, is this thing leaks. It leaks from an exit or a pinhole weld, and you can kind of see that. Oh, there it is. It's starting dripping right now. Look at that. It drips, it leaks, and that's the only issue. Just the gas pump and this hydraulic tank. What they put in there is probably corrosive. The paint is starting to peel, orange peel. But if you get non-corrosive hydraulic fluid, it'll be all right. But that's about it. This thing is just the only issue right now. I gotta find a way to reroute that, because I mean, you can operate it and it gets really hot, so it might catch fire. But other than that, it's a good machine. Just it gets real hot. You got to be careful right here, because it'll burn your like calves if you touch it, and if you're in shorts like me, it'll burn your calves. But other than that, it's pretty operational. It's a pretty good machine. It's only leaking from two spots. This one and the gas tank where it's getting really hot, and I'm trenching this out to build a retaining wall. Has done a good job. The track wouldn't have came off if I didn't commit an error. But again, you learn with these machines what they're capable of, and pretty easy to get the track back on. Basically, it's pretty easy to adjust this right here. But you just gotta check that they're really tight. This one, and then you gotta tighten it. Then with the then with the half on here, then you tighten this too. But it's pretty good. I took this off because just in case I had to check something if it got hot, if I need to turn it off with some water or fire extinguisher. But yeah, that's the only problem right now, is this thing is just bogging out. I untouched that, but I might untouch it from down here and put it elsewhere because it's not doing what it's supposed to do. Or at least at this cap, put a siphon. That way it can release pressure. That way it needs to be up here, and you can tighten this thing down and you can siphon it out elsewhere. But that's the only thing with these machines. This thing needs to be modified urgently because it builds too much pressure with the gas and it starts clogging up the machine. And then once I undid this little tube right here, this thing started acting like a brand new machine. I don't even think the clock works. It says I have 2 hours on it, but shit, I've been working on it for a long time. Well, over there it says marks like 2, but still, who the hell believes that? This thing, I don't think this thing works. But yeah, it's a brand new machine from the auction. I'm the first one to use that, and it still has the seat cover. So I gotta see what I'll do with that. Choke is pretty easy. Thing's very flimsy, but it's very functional. But yeah, this is the only thing I got with this machine. The only problem is that the gas gets too hot. Of course you need a fan, but still, with the heat like this and the fan running, it's not going to be very pretty for that. It's still going to be really hot, and you can't cool gasoline with a fan. And all this being locked in here, it needs to be modified. I know people do the coolant for the hydraulic pumps, but like, how hard are you working the machine? There's upgrades, yes, there's upgrades, but the only upgrade that this thing needs is that tank and this gas pipe. This to be fixed because I was driving it and it was doing fine without it. I'll put it back on and I'll update you if it starts acting up, but I need to remove that. Yeah, I tore it just now. Just trying to find a better solution. But I thought it had no oil because it started bogging out. I thought it had no oil, low hydraulics. This temperature gauge is not a temperature gauge. It's just a fluid level. I thought this was a temperature gauge because I always seen it at like 60 Celsius. And I was like, oh, that's pretty good. But when I started filling up with fluid, this thing started going up. And I'm like, okay, this is the fluid level check. And it was like very low. And then the hydraulics, if you check it, they're right at where it's at. So the arms were kind of working out too much. And the Chinese, they just do bare minimum. So that's my only complaints with this machine.